Hello, and welcome to RuPaul's Drag Race Rejudged, and today we will be taking a look at Season 14 if Willow Pill did not participate. First up is the Episode 1 talent show, which I'm just gonna judge with the top two and no lip sync for your life. I think that's the superior format. For this top two, since Willow is not here, Cornbread and Bosco are the top two because I think they're the strongest out of the four. And the lip sync is Water Me by Lizzo, and I don't see how Bosco wins it, and I don't see how Cornbread loses it. For the low queens, since she is the best of the three, Alyssa is safe with June and Orion as low. For the second group, there is even less variety than there originally was, since Maddie was switched over to week 1. We only have Angeria, Georges, Jasmine, Camden, Daya, and Deja, 5 of which are lip-syncing. For the top two, I'm gonna go with Angeria and Georges with Jasmine and Camden as high. Then I have Deja and Daya as low. Angeria and Georges lip-sync to Fallen. I think Angeria wins. Well, I know Angeria wins this. There's really no competition. Georges' one weakness in lip syncs is emotional songs, and this is the peak of that. Next up is episode 3, which is the ball, which is where things start to deviate a fair amount since the winner of the challenge, Willow, is not here. I will refrain from going into too much detail here because I still have a full dive into this season planned. However, I think the best ball looks will be Alyssa, Bosco, Angeria, and Daya. Alyssa's look is incredibly well constructed. Bosco's look, while not the greatest, is styled incredibly well, and I love the concept. Angeria, she could have worn this on a regular runway and I wouldn't have known the difference. This looked like something she brought from home. And then Daya, weakest of the four, however, it's a bit bridesmaidy. However, I think it is still a very solid look and is styled and presented really well. For the bottom four, first up, June, it just wasn't really good. Like, it didn't look finished, the final product she was going for wasn't that good, and her bouquet it just didn't work. Cornbread, pretty solid presentation, and I like the theme of snakes and apples and whatnot. However, this doesn't really give me bridal. Carrie Colby, it's a fine look. It's not the best look ever, but it's fine. I just don't get bridal from this at all. Maddie did a great job for what she was going for, which was like a small town southern girl getting married. However, even the best version of that is still not good. For the judging, I'm gonna have Angeria, Alyssa, Bosco, and Daya in the top, with Angeria getting the win. Then I'm gonna have Cornbread as low, with Maddie eliminating June. This was the week they lip-synced to I Love It. It is incredibly close to being a double elimination. However, I honestly kind of enjoyed Maddie's drunken, subtle performance of it, so she stays. Next up is the Super Tease acting challenge. Great concept, and I think it went really well. Angeria and Deja stay in the top, with Maddie taking Willow's high placement, and Angeria staying the winner, winning her 3rd consecutive challenge. For the bottom 3, we are going to have Cornbread, Georges, and Alyssa. However, Carrie and Orion could also have taken the low placement here. Cornbread is low because she was, in my opinion, the strongest of the 3. Georges and Alyssa lip-sync to Play, and while Alyssa beat Carrie, I don't think Alyssa could beat Georges here. Alyssa is unfortunately eliminated here. I really wish we got to see more of her runways. They were great. Next up is the Save a Queen infomercial challenge. Bosco, Angeria, and Camden all did great. Bosco gets the win. Maddie also could have been in the top here, but I'm going to keep it as Angeria and Camden is high. For the bottom 3, Jasmine is low. Georges and Orion are in the bottom. Georges steamrolls Orion, and Orion is eliminated. Additionally, in this timeline, Cornbread is still forced out of the competition due to her injury. Due to this double elimination, the episode 6 acting challenge will be non-elimination. The top 6 here are Camden, Daya, Bosco, Jasmine, Georges, and Maddie, who I think would do great in Willow's role. While I hesitate to give Maddie the win for this, she would be towards the top of the High Queens. Daya and Camden are the top 2. They lip sync to one way or another, and Camden wins. Next up is episode 7, which is gonna have to be girl groups because it needs to be done with top 9. We are going to be judging this in teams. Maddie will take Willow's place on her team. I think she would still succeed on this team. She is very funny, and I think she would do really well here, just not as well as Daya, who gets the win. The team of Angeria, Carrie, and Camden are all safe, leaving the team of Deja, Georges, and Jasmine in the bottom. Unfortunately, that means Deja will have to be low here. I think she did a really nice job. It's just her team did not. Jasmine and Georges are put in the bottom. They lip sync to Something's Got a Hold on Me. It is a double save. They both did great. At the time, I genuinely did not know who I would give it to. Now, in retrospect, I would have given it to Jasmine if I had to pick one. Finally, we have the episode 8 design challenge shifted much further into the season than it originally was. Angeria's look is incredibly well constructed. Daya's look, while not the greatest final product, has a lot of different moving parts and details and presentation quirks, and I think it's great. Camden, this look is incredible. She deserved to win originally, and she will win here. For the bottom 3, we have Jasmine, Carrie, and Maddie. Jasmine's look was just kind of an afterthought from the waist down. Carrie's look, I would say it looks like an afterthought, but no offense, it really didn't look like much thought went into this. Then Maddie, once again, goes for a, campy runway presentation with, a campy theme. The doll is funny, but the dress is just bad, and the makeup is kind of a mess, even for what she's going for. Camden wins with Angeria and Daya as high. Bosco, Deja, and Georges are all safe. I think Georges did a fine job. She didn't deserve to win or be in the top, don't get me wrong, but it really wasn't that bad of a look. Carrie is low, Jasmine and Maddie fight in Untucked, and then battle it out in the lip sync with Maddie being eliminated, after 2 non-eliminations in a row. Did somebody say non-elimination? Because we have the Snatch game. Deja wins with everyone else in the bottom. I don't really feel the need to defend this. This brings us into the LaLaPaRuZa, which is very, very different in this timeline. Round 1, Bosco and Carrie lip sync to Never Too Much, and I think Bosco takes it. This was not a terrible performance on her part, it's just that Willow beat her. Next up, Daya and Jasmine lip sync to Respect. Daya wins this. Once again, not really too controversial. Round 3, Camden, Angeria, and Georges lip sync to Radio. Great lip sync song, great performance. Georges wins. I would put Camden second and Angeria third. Round 4, we have Jasmine and Carrie lip sync to Love Don't Cost a Thing. Jasmine wins, and Carrie moves on to the final lip sync for your life. Camden and Angeria lip sync to Don't Let Go. Camden wins, and Angeria moves on to the final lip sync for your life. Angeria and Carrie lip sync to Swept Away. Great lip sync song. Honestly, one of my favorite songs that I learned about through Drag Race. But Angeria wins, and Carrie is eliminated. Next up is the Rusical, where Jasmine will take Willow's role. I think Camden, Daya, and Jasmine all do great. Angeria is safe. Deja is low based off her runway. It was not good. Her runways this season were generally fine. This was a miss, leaving Bosco and Georges in the bottom. Bosco and Georges lip sync to We're Switching It Up, Good For You, and I think Bosco wins this because Georges checked out at this point. Next up, we have the roast. Bosco wins with Angeria and Camden as high. For the bottom three, Deja is low. I think she would do the best of the three, just based off that final joke of needing no introduction. That leaves Daya and Jasmine to battle it out again to Heartbreak Hotel, and I think Daya would win this. It would be very close, but Daya has a much better track record, and I think would do pretty well here. Her runway fits well for it. That finally brings us into the Rumix. Daya wins with Camden as high. Once again, I don't really feel the need to elaborate too much on that. They both did great. Bosco is low and saved from the bottom based off her runway and the fact that while her verse, not really good, matched with the tempo of Catwalk and the original beat, and for me that gives her huge credit. That leaves Angeria and Deja to lip sync to Telephone. Angeria wins and Deja is eliminated. Now for a slightly expanded track record table. In first place for track record, we have Lady Camden with 44 points. In second place, we have Daya Betty, surprisingly, with 41 points. In third place is Angeria with 39. Her track record really tanked in those later episodes. In fourth place, we have Bosco, right behind her with 38. And in fifth place, having been eliminated, we have Deja with 32 points. The finale plays out generally as it did before, just without Willow's performance. Angeria's performance, middle of the road. Bosco's performance, once again, middle of the road. The song is just really cool. Daya's performance is great, and the song is great. Camden's performance, while slightly repetitive with the branding of having fallen down, is still good, and her performance is great. Daya and Camden move on to be the top two of the season. Daya and Camden lip sync for the crown, and it is definitely close-ish. However, I think Daya wins based off the fact that Camden is gonna do that falling trick again, and it is gotten so repetitive at this point that it kind of costs her the lip sync, if that makes sense. Because now she's done it. She did it in the promo. She did it in the acting challenge. She did it in her finale song. And now she's doing it for a fourth time in the final lip sync. All of that in mind, Daya Betty is the winner of Drag Race Season 14. Very shocking turn of events, but honestly, as someone who loves Daya, I don't dislike it. Hey, it's Drag Race Rejudged. Do you want gay shit? Well then check out the RuPaul's Drag Race Rejudged YouTube channel and hit subscribe.